The power belief your mind is the strongest weapon you possess. The limitations you accept are often self-imposed. Change your mindset and you change your life. Every single person walking this earth has untapped potential buried within them, waiting to be unlocked. Yet, most people live their lives trapped, not by physical chains, but by mental barriers, by psychological traps that they have unknowingly built around themselves. These are the invisible walls that keep people stuck in mediocrity, afraid to push beyond their limits, afraid to become who they were truly meant to be. But what if I told you that breaking free is possible, that the only thing standing between you and the life you dream of is your own mind? The first step to unlocking your potential is to change the way you think. Your mind is your most powerful weapon, but it can also be your greatest enemy if you allow it to be filled with doubt, fear, and hesitation. Too many people have accepted a life that is far beneath what they are capable of simply because they believe they are not good enough, smart enough, or strong enough to achieve more. But where do these beliefs come from? They are not based on reality, they are based on conditioning. From childhood, society, teachers, parents, and even friends plant seeds of limitation in our minds. We are told to be realistic, to play it safe, to not aim too high because failure is scary. And so we accept these limitations as truth without ever questioning them. But here's the real truth. There are no rules to how successful, powerful, or capable you can be, except the ones you place on yourself. The moment you decide to reject those false limitations, you take the first step toward unlocking your potential. Most people remain trapped because they're addicted to comfort. Comfort is a silent killer. It lulls you into a false sense of security, whispering that you don't need to push harder, that you can always start tomorrow, that you're fine where you are. But look at the reality. Has staying comfortable ever led to greatness? Has any person who has achieved something truly remarkable done so by staying in their comfort zone? No, growth requires discomfort. Strength is built through resistance. Success is forged in adversity. Every challenge, every hardship, every moment of struggle is an opportunity to become stronger, sharper, and more unstoppable. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent or luck. It's the willingness to embrace discomfort and keep pushing forward when most people give up. But here's where most people fail. They wait for motivation. They think that one day they will wake up feeling energized, inspired, and ready to change their lives. But that day never comes because motivation is unreliable. It fades, it disappears when things get tough, when results don't fast enough, when setbacks happen. And this is where discipline separates the weak from the strong. Discipline means showing up every single day, no matter how you feel. It means pushing yourself when you don't feel like it, when you're tired, when things are difficult. Champions don't rely on motivation. They rely on habits. They understand that success is not built on feelings. It's built on consistent action. You don't become strong by going to the gym once. You don't become successful by working hard for a few days. You don't master anything by doing it only when you feel like it. True power comes from doing what needs to be done, even when you don't want to do it. And finally, the most important lesson of all, take action relentlessly. Overthinking is the enemy of progress. Most people get stuck in their own heads, trapped by doubts, fears, and endless. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if people judge me? And so they never start. They wait, they plan, they procrastinate, and before they know it, years have passed and they are still exactly where they started. But action kills fear. The moment you start moving, the moment you take that first step, fear begins to lose its grip. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you build through action. Every time you push through your doubts and take action despite your fear, you become stronger. You prove to yourself that you are capable, that you can handle adversity, that you are in control of your own destiny. The psychological trap that keeps most people stuck is built on fear, comfort, and hesitation. But the key to breaking free is simple. Change your mindset. Embrace discomfort, develop and take action. Every person who has achieved greatness started exactly where you are now, with doubts, fears, and limitations. But the difference is they refuse to let those things define them. They made a choice. A choice to push beyond their limits, to refuse excuses, and to take control of their lives. And you have that same choice. You can continue living in the trap, letting fear control you, staying comfortable, and waiting for the right moment that will never come. Or you can decide right now to unlock your potential, to break free from the chains that hold you back, and to create the life you were meant to live. The power is in your hands. The question is, will you use it? Escape the comfort trap. Every single person worth is untapped potential buried deep within them, waiting to be unlocked. Yet most people never even come close to reaching the heights they are capable of. It is not because they lack intelligence, strength, or talent. It's because they are trapped, not in a physical prison, but in a psychological one, a mental cage built from fear, doubt, and comfort. This trap is what holds people back, keeps them small, and stops them from stepping into the life they truly deserve. But what if I told you that this trap is an illusion, that the only thing stopping you is your own mind, and that the moment you decide to break free from it, your entire life will change? The first thing you must understand is that the limits you believe in are not real. They are ideas you have accepted, often without even questioning them. From a young age, we are told to be realistic, to not aim too high, to stay within the boundaries of what is considered normal. Society teaches people to be content, to play it safe, to avoid risk. And so, over time, without even realizing it, most people begin to settle. They convince themselves that greatness is not for them, that they were meant for an average life, that pushing beyond their current reality is too difficult. But the truth is, the only real limitation that exists is the one you accept. The people who achieve extraordinary things in life are not born different from you. They simply refuse to accept limits. They refuse to stay trapped in the mental cage that holds others back. They decide that their potential is greater than their fears, greater than their doubts, greater than any obstacle in their path. And that decision changes everything. One of the biggest reasons people remain stuck in this trap is comfort. Comfort is the most dangerous addiction in the world because it disguises itself as happiness. It feels good to stay in familiar surroundings, to avoid struggle, to take the easy path. But comfort is a lie. It is a slow poison that kills ambition, weakens discipline, and destroys potential. When you avoid discomfort, you also avoid growth. When you stay where it's easy, you never develop the strength needed to rise above challenges. If you look at anyone who has built something incredible, who has achieved greatness, you will see one thing in common. They embraced discomfort. They understood that pain, struggle, and adversity are not things to run from, but things to lean into. Because through struggle comes growth. Through hardship comes strength. The strongest people are not the ones who had an easy life, but the ones who faced difficulties and refused to break. Most people wait for motivation to take action, thinking that one day they will wake up and feel ready to change their lives. But that day never comes. Motivation is an illusion. It comes and goes like the wind. If you rely on motivation, you will never be consistent. And if you are not consistent, you will never succeed. The people who rise to the top are not the ones who feel motivated every day. They are the ones who take action no matter how they feel. This is the power of discipline. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't want to. It means showing up, pushing through, and refusing to make excuses. Discipline is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who only dream about them. The difference between success and failure is not talent, luck, or intelligence. It is the willingness to show up every single day and put in the work even when it is difficult. The final key to breaking free from the psychological trap is action. Most people overthink. They analyze, hesitate, and talk themselves out of doing what they know they need to do. They allow fear to control them. But the only way to defeat fear is through action. Action is the cure for self-doubt, for insecurity, for hesitancy. You start moving, you take back control. The moment you take that first step, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you build through action. Every time you face a challenge head on, every time you push through fear instead of running from it, you become stronger. You start to realize that most of the things you were afraid of were never real to begin with. That fear was just an illusion, a lie your mind told you to keep you comfortable. And once you see that, you become unstoppable. The psychological trap that keeps most people stuck is built on fear, comfort, and the way out is simple. Change your mindset, embrace discomfort, develop discipline, and take action. Every single person who has achieved something great in life has faced the same doubts, fears, and obstacles that you are facing now. The difference is they refuse to let those things stop them. They made a decision to break free, to push past their limits, to stop making excuses, and to take control of their destiny. And now you have the same choice. You can stay where you are, stuck in the same patterns, held back by the same fears, trapped in the same mental prison. Or you can make a decision right now to unlock your potential, to break free from the chains that held you back for so long, to stop letting fear control you, to embrace discomfort and use it as fuel to grow stronger. To become disciplined and take action every single day without excuses. The power is in your hands. No one else can do this for you. No one is coming to save you. Your future is your responsibility. The question is, will you stay trapped? Or will you break free and become the person you were always meant to be? The choice is yours. Discipline over motivation. Every person has a fire within them, a potential that is waiting to be unleashed. Yet so many people go through life never realizing what they are capable of, held back by invisible forces that exist only in their minds. It is not their physical abilities, intelligence, or circumstances that stop them. It is their thoughts, their habits, and their unwillingness to break free from the psychological trap that keeps them stuck. The mind is both the greatest tool and the greatest enemy, and for most people, it works against them rather than for them. They remain trapped in a cycle of doubt, fear, procrastination, and comfort, waiting for something external to change before they take action. But the truth is, nothing changes until you do. One of the biggest lies people believe is that they need motivation to take action. They wait for the right moment, the right feeling, or the right level of inspiration before they start working toward their goals. But the harsh reality is that motivation is unreliable. It is temporary. It fades when things get tough, when progress is slow, when obstacles arise. People feel excited in the beginning, but that excitement does not last. And when it disappears, they stop. They convince themselves that they will start again when they feel motivated, but that day never comes. They repeat the same cycle over and over, achieving nothing because they are waiting for something that will never be consistent. The people who succeed in life do not rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. Discipline is the ability to take action regardless of how you feel. It means doing what needs to be done even when you do not want to do it. It is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who only dream about them. Discipline does not care about feelings. It does not care about comfort. It does not wait for the perfect time. It demands that you show up every single day, no matter what. This is the mindset that leads to greatness, and it is the mindset that most people lack. Look at anyone who has built something incredible, whether it is in business, sports, fitness, or any other field. They all have one thing in common: relentless discipline. They wake up early when they would rather sleep in. They go to the gym when they do not feel like it. They put in the work even when it is difficult, even when it is boring, even when no one is watching. They understand that success is not built on feelings, it is built on consistency. And that consistency is what creates unstoppable momentum. Most people want the rewards but are not willing to do what is required. They admire the results of successful people but are unwilling to endure the process that it takes to get there. They want the body but they do not want to train every day. They want the wealth, but they do not want to grind for years without guarantees. They want the freedom, but they do not want to make sacrifices. This is why they fail, because they are searching for shortcuts, easy paths, and quick fixes instead of embracing the hard truth. Everything worth having requires work, and that work requires discipline. It is easy to be disciplined when things are going well, when progress is visible, when motivation is still high. But true discipline is tested in the moments when it is hardest to keep going. When you are tired, when you are frustrated, when things are not moving as fast as you want, those moments determine who you will become. Will you give in to weakness or will you push through? Most people give in. They make excuses. They tell themselves they deserve a break. They convince themselves that they will get back on track later. But later turns into never. And that is the difference between those who stay stuck and those who rise to the top. Discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The more you practice showing up even when you do not feel like it, the easier it becomes. Over time, it becomes second nature. You stop waiting for motivation, and instead you develop an internal drive that pushes you forward no matter what. That is the ultimate power, to be in control of your actions, your habits, and your destiny. Because once you master discipline, there is nothing you cannot achieve. There will always be moments when you do not want to put in the effort. Moments when your mind will try to convince you to quit, to take the easy way out. But in those moments, you must remind yourself why you started. You must push through, not because you feel like it, but because you have made a commitment to yourself. Because you refuse to be like everyone else who settles for mediocrity. Because you know that the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. At the end of the day, you have a choice. You can live like everyone else, trapped in the cycle of waiting, making excuses, and never reaching your full potential. Or you can decide right now to become the person who takes action regardless of circumstances. The person who does what is necessary, not what is convenient. The person who shows up every single day, no matter what. That is what separates the strong from the weak. That is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. And that is the key to breaking free from the psychological trap that keeps most people stuck. The question is, will you step up? Will you commit to discipline? Will you refuse to wait for motivation and instead take control of your destiny? The answer to that question will determine the rest of your life. Take action relentlessly. Every person has dreams and desires, yet most never reach them. Not because they lack intelligence, strength, or opportunity, but because they never take relentless action. They hesitate, overthink, and wait for the perfect moment. They get trapped in cycles of doubt, fear, and procrastination, always believing that tomorrow will be a better day to start. But tomorrow turns into next week. Next week turns into next month, and before they know it, years have passed, and they are still in the same place, wondering why their life has not changed. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Some take action, while others only think about it. The biggest mistake people make is believing they need to feel ready before they begin. They tell themselves they will start once they have more knowledge, more time, or more confidence. But the truth is, action comes first and everything else follows. Confidence is not something you are born with, it is something you build through repeated action. No one starts as an expert, no one begins their journey with full certainty, and no one ever truly feels ready. The people who succeed are the ones who take the leap despite their doubts. They understand that hesitation is the enemy of progress. Every second spent overthinking is a second wasted, a second that could have been used to take a step forward. Most people allow fear to control them. Fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. They think of everything that could go wrong and let those thoughts paralyze them. But failure is not the enemy, inaction is. Every failure is a lesson, a stepping stone toward success. Every mistake teaches something valuable. The only true failure is never trying at all. The greatest regret people have at the end of their lives is not the things they did, but the things they never attempted. The opportunities they let slip away because they were too afraid to take a risk. Success is not built on perfection, it is built on persistence. No one gets it right the first time. No one has a flawless path to greatness. The most successful people in the world, not those who avoided failure, but those who failed repeatedly and kept moving forward. They did not let obstacles break them. They did not let setbacks define them. They took action, adjusted, and kept going. Relentless action is the key to breaking through limitations. The more you do, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you improve. Progress comes from sitting still, not waiting for things to change on their own. People convince themselves that they need a perfect plan before they start. But no plan is perfect. No path is free of obstacles. The best way to figure things out is through experience, not endless planning. Some of the greatest achievements in history came from people who had no idea what they were doing at first. They simply took action, learned from their mistakes, and adapted along the way. The worst thing you can do is wait for certainty, because certainty never comes. The only way to gain clarity is by doing. The only way to make progress is by taking the first step, then the next, without stopping. Discipline is what separates those who dream from motivation is temporary to achieve. It is easy to feel inspired for a day or week, but that feeling fades. If you rely on motivation, we take action when you feel good, and that is not enough. True progress requires showing up every single even when you are tired, even when you are frustrated, even when the results are not coming as fast as you want. That is the difference between winners and losers. Winners act no matter what. The moment you commit to relentless action, everything changes. You stop making excuses. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop being controlled by fear. You start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. You build momentum. And once you build momentum, nothing can stop you. The hardest part is always starting, but once you push past the initial resistance, it becomes easier to keep going. The more action you take, the more natural it becomes. Success is not a single event. It is the result of hundreds, thousands, even millions of small actions taken consistently over time. You do not need to know everything. You do not need to have all the answers. You do not need permission from anyone. The only thing you need is to start. Take the first step, no matter how small. Do something today that moves you closer to your goals, and then do it again tomorrow and the next day and the next. Stop thinking and start doing. Stop hesitating and start moving. The only way to fail is to quit, and the only way to succeed is to refuse to stop. The choice is yours. Will you take relentless action, or will you let another day slip away? There comes a moment in every person's life when they must make a decision. Not a small, insignificant decision, but a life-altering one. A decision to either rise or remain where they are. A decision to fight for their dreams or surrender to mediocrity. A decision to break free from the psychological chains that have held them back, or to stay trapped in a cycle of fear, doubt, and hesitation. That moment is now. That moment is in your hands. And the choice you make will define your future. You must understand one thing: your mind is the battlefield. Every thought, every hesitation, every excuse is the enemy trying to keep you from greatness. But the strongest warriors are not the ones who never feel fear. They are the ones who move forward despite it. Fear will whisper in your ear, telling you that you are not ready, that you are not good enough, that you will fail. But you must silence that voice. You must drown it out with action, with courage, with an unshakable belief that you were meant for more. Because you were. Every second you waste overthinking is a second you will never get back. The clock is ticking, and time does not wait for anyone. The difference between those who succeed and those who doze not intelligence, not luck, not action. Winners take action. Losers hesitate. Winners fall but rise again. Losers fall and stay down. Winners do whatever it takes. Losers do only what is convenient. So ask yourself, what are you willing to do? How far are you willing to push? How badly do you want the life you say you desire? Because if you do not want it more than you want to breathe, more than you want to sleep, more than you want comfort, you will never have it. Pain is temporary, but regret lasts forever. You will either suffer the pain of discipline or the pain of disappointment. One will make you stronger, the other will haunt you for the rest of your life. Choose wisely. Every challenge you face, every struggle, every shaping you into the person you need to become. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Warriors are forged in battle. Legends are built through hardship. Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one, because that is the only way you will ever achieve greatness. You must be willing to do what others want so that you can have what others never will. While they sleep, you must grind. While they relax, you must work. While they make excuses, you must make progress. Because there will always be someone who is hungrier, who is working harder, who is refusing to quit. Be that person. Be the one who is relentless. Be the one who never gives in, who never backs down, who never stops fighting for what they deserve. The road ahead will not be easy. It will be filled with obstacles, setbacks, and moments that test your will. But it is in those moments that you must push the hardest. When you feel like quitting, that is when you must keep going. When you think you have reached your limit, that is when you must push even further. Because growth happens in the struggle. Success is built in the moments when no one is watching, in the hours of hard work that go unnoticed, in the sacrifices that others are unwilling to make. And when you finally reach your goal, when you stand on top of the mountain that once seemed impossible to climb, you will look back at the struggle and realize it was worth it. Every late night, every early morning, every moment of doubt that you pushed through was leading you to this moment. And then you will understand that the true reward was never the destination, but the person you became along the way. So now, I leave you with this. Do not wait for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. There is only now. Do not wait for someone to save you. No one is coming. It is up to you. Do not waste another second doubting yourself. You are capable. You are strong. You are worthy of success, but only if you are willing to fight for it. Stand up. Take action. Chase your dreams with everything you have. Be relentless, be unstoppable, because the world does not belong to those who hesitate. It belongs to those who dare to take what they know is theirs. So go out there and make your mark. Ever look back.